is not over. I think it was last week, maybe a week before I went live about why does it feel like everyone hates me. I talked a little bit about, you know, I don't know what I talked about. Not texting, not getting this. You sitting you're lonely. Um, and so I had a lot of thoughts. And dude, apparently I'm not the only one. I thought it was like, relationship paralysis, ADD paralysis, one of those fancy terms they talk about out there. But sometimes, I definitely feel lonely, and you're like, why do these people not text me this or that or whatever? Meanwhile, sometimes you have texts from that you haven't read, and you're part of the problem. So it's an interesting concept. There's no solution that I have, but there is some things that I've tried. It's crazy the amount of people that have come out and talked to me though. So I love that. I love that we're bringing this up and that we're talking about it. The whole point of life and social media is to grow and be better. I know a lot of you like to click those like buttons on the Kardashian shit and whatever, but I like to try to bring us all together a little more. So, social health. Um, so we talked about why it feels like everyone hates me, right? Nobody texts all the time. You're missing out. And I guess one of the biggest things is everyone else feels the same. So how do we fix this? Well, you're gonna have to start initiating conversations. Man, there's probably been like 45 of you in the last week that have reached out and talked about this with me. A lot of my coaching clients, I hate that word, coaching friends, people that we talk with, coffee buddies, I don't know what to call them. But we talk about how, you know, and maybe this all boils down to social media. It's supposed to be easier, but maybe it's not. And with Millionaires Are Made, my live show, we've had multiple shows on mental health and social health and social media. And one of our challenges that I guess is what I'm going to propose today is to reach out and talk to 5 people that you haven't talked to in the last month. So it was a fun challenge, man. 7 days in a row, so 35 people I haven't talked to in a month. Reach out, say hi. They say hi back. It's awesome. I mean, there's people running through my mind right now that I'm like, man, why don't we talk more? Or that I've called and they don't answer, and then that immediately goes, oh well, they hate me. Maybe they respond, they're like, I'll call you back later, and they don't do it. And then I feel like I definitely am the one that has ignored calls and said, I'll call you back or text you and not done it. And so those, that just hurts a relationship. And so then you come to the question of how often should you talk? How are you guys on the same page? Man, it's a tough concept. It's like a, a guide to friendship. What level of friendship are you at? How many times a day should you text and call, or a week or a month? And there's not really going to be an answer for that. So I talked to a good friend of mine, and one thing he said was, if I text you and you don't text back in 3 days, you're dead to me. Half joking, half not. Um, actually, a couple people have said basically that same thing. In fact, I think yesterday I just talked to someone, and he's good. He's a friend too, and he said the same thing. I just started laughing. He goes, I live alone and I work alone." He works in the boating industry, and he's like, "So if you don't text me back, you're dead." And I know we all got lots of shit, and then I kind of laughed because I was like, I made this whole video about people don't text me back, people don't text me every day inviting me to do shit, and that hurts. And I'm sitting there looking at my phone, and I have like 2,500 unread messages, and my Facebook Messenger is even worse, probably like 3,000. I do birthday video calls every day. Every day I spend 15, 20 minutes. I personalize, hey, happy birthday, Laura, Jonas, whatever. Try to connect more, and then a lot of times they respond, and then I don't respond for 3 or 4 days. So I'm 100% part of the problem. And so, if I'm sending the videos out to 10 to 15 people every day, well, it's a lot of conversations and that's a lot of work. And that is difficult. And then say I have the people that are closer that talk to me every day here, that's another 10 to 15 people. So now we have, 20 conversations going. Say I keep in touch with a few people, I have my best friend chat from all my friends over life. Every Monday we send out a video. And so, and I did do it today. Haha. Um, Waiting on yours, Joe, FYI. So, there's ways to try to connect. And social media definitely helps, but it also, maybe it keeps us too busy. Maybe my inner circle, there's 10 to 15 of my closest friends, and really should be focusing more on those, and a lot more forgiveness if they don't text you back or call you back. And then the next circle out. Let's say there's four circles. Next circle out is maybe a little bit of family, maybe some acquaintances, maybe a little bit of work. Some people that you do business with, but you're still friendly too. You like to hang out. And then the next circle is maybe like the people that you just kind of see and say hi. You know their name. What's up, Rob? What's up, Carlos? What's up, Sarah, Tina, whatever her name is. Then you got the outer circle where you know them, but you don't really talk. And maybe I'm filling that one up too much. Um, I don't know, but I think that the a good challenge is going to be sending out five. Shoot, I think I'm going to really, really push it to 10 texts a day to people you haven't spoke to in 10 texts a day and two phone calls to people you haven't spoke to in over a month, and just say hi and remind them that they are cherished, that you like their friendship, you're happy about them. And that's going to be something. I mean, this is why we do social health. When I created the six aspects of health, you know, I created them with basically by myself, but with there's two others, Eva and Susan, and we were doing a book club. And I don't really know where it started. I think I was going through learning and growing. This is like 10 to 15 years ago. Holy cow, how time flies. I feel like this was just yesterday. And I was like, okay, let's text each other every day. So we'd read the book. We'd meet like once a week. We'd read the book and talk. And then it kind of grew to where I was like, hey, every day, can we text six things to do? Now I have a whole Facebook group. If you're not in Brick by Brick, you should do it. Every day we post, how we grew the day before, how we grew physically, how we grew financially, how we grew mentally. And, and I sat down, took me probably 6 months to finalize all six of them. I think I started with three, probably like physical health, mental health, and maybe financial health. And I was like, well, we're missing one. What about like emotional, mental, sexual? So those all kind of go into mental. Then I was like, what about intellectual? It's very different. Increasing your strength, your brain, and your knowledge. Whether it's studying math every day or English or another language. And I was like, intellectual, mental don't really fit. So I added intellectual. And then spiritual came out, and I was like, you're right. We should be growing spiritually every day, whether it's God or Allah, which basically is God, or Mother Nature, or whatever you believe in. And atheists, don't even get me started. You guys believe in energies, and you believe in happenstance and chance, which can be your God. You believe in something too. Don't even start with me. And then we added in social health, because then I was like, well, shouldn't you be growing your relationships every day with your family, your friends, working on building that? And so it's funny, when we started The Millionaires Are Made on the six aspects, social health is actually one of our most watched. And, I was fascinated when oh my gosh, like the very first episode, maybe the first five episodes. I remember it was I think it was our first social health episode. And I remember we got a comment on YouTube, and it was like, social health, man, they're really just creating dumb shit now, something like that. So I'm like, social health, what the fuck is that? This guy's an idiot, something like that. And it really got to me, and I was like, oh, maybe we should get rid of social health. And I'm glad that I've been told no 17 billion times everything I've done, and then I don't really listen to no, because we didn't. And now social health is some of our most watched episodes. And so that is, I mean, I think it's not unknown. I think everyone knows that social media is, um, kind of, I mean, internet and all the stuff we have is kind of actually hurting our friendships and social health. So we have to put more effort into it. We have to grow it and these relationships. And maybe I'm just not putting enough in. So today's challenge, outside of our normal Millions Are Made challenges, if you don't watch the show, every episode we come up with a challenge. Um, I don't even know what our episodes are this week. It's Wednesday, we go live, and then we have a challenge. If you want to do them on your own, or if you want to challenge me to do any of our old ones, go watch an episode, find the challenge, and let's do it. I would love to do all the challenges. We've done 165 episodes, and all of the challenges are freaking awesome. So if you want to start doing challenges on anything, let's do it. But I want to start. I think today I'm going to go send out 10 texts to people I haven't talked to and two calls. I already know the two people I'm going to call, and I don't know the 10 people I'm going to text, but we'll figure that out. So social health, getting bigger and bigger. I feel like the outreach of people that responded to my last live about why does everyone hate me was massive and made me learn and realize a lot of things. And I think social health might be one of the most important things we got right now. Mental health was a very trendy. Everyone needed to work on that the last 5 to 10 years. Um, Financial health was tough, right? 2 years after COVID, we had a tough little spell, but right now, social health seems to be tough. I mean, oh my gosh, I couldn't believe how many people were messaging me, and a lot of them finding me in person. On this island, there was probably 10 people over the past week to 10 days since I posted. They were like, "Hey, I just want to let you know, I feel the same way. That was a great video. I thank you for bringing it out. Thank you for um, talking about it." So it's something huge. If you have social health problems and you need better friends or whatever, dude, we got like 160 divided by six. We have like 20 to 25 episodes on social health where we bring experts in, we have a topic, and we talk about all these things. And to be honest, I may have to start rewatching some of them too, doing some of these challenges and just regrowing because I definitely have hit a little period of loneliness. A couple of my close friends down here are off island for a while, which is normal. It's a very transient island. A lot of people spend 8 months here or 6 months here, and then they go back up north for the winter. Um, a lot of people only don't even make it. They say 2 years is the cap. I think I'm coming up on 2 years, and that's when you like become a local. You're actually an islander because I don't even know. 80% of people don't even make it 2 years. So we'll find out. But yeah, if you're struggling with social health, we got tons of resources and experts. Um, Check them out. If you have any questions, www.growwithaustin.com. Come set up a 15-minute little chat with me, and I can point you in thousands of different ways.